Hello, everyone, and welcome to AI with Sohini, where we learn about anything and everything AI. Have you wondered, with all of this LinkedIn job search becoming more and more difficult, is it possible to create a job bot that will tell you when you have connections who have posted about legitimate jobs that are actually out there, that they are sourcing for, and that are right for your profile? If this is of interest to you, today we are going to be building such a LinkedIn job bot for free. And I will also show you how to upgrade it to a little more of paid editions that will make sure that your job bot is always bringing you the current jobs that are in the market and not just rely on the job board that's absolutely obsolete. If this is of interest to you, please like, share, subscribe, follow. And please stay tuned till the end because in the next sessions, we will be starting video editing using a lot of Google's on-suite large language model. So please stay tuned. Step number 1, raw materials. As I said last time, the brain of any such agent is ChatGPT, and that is why we are going to be starting with a basic prompt in ChatGPT. First few steps is to just build a prompt which we can then post onto crew.AI. Now, crew.AI is a typical automation engine. It's not really a large language model. What it means is it relies on a kitchen, which is the OpenAI or ChatGPT. It can be Gemini, it can be any other major large language model. So that becomes the kitchen of this restaurant. But what crew.ai does is it just deploys these agents very fast, and it will give you in a no code sort of a fashion. That means you will not really need to see how the code is getting built, but you will really see just boxes. It's like a process box. So this is the first box, this is the second box, and you will just see flows going from one step to the other. And whenever a particular box is operating, you will see that it is saying it's busy, and when it's done, you can see the outcome is completed. Now, the very basic version is going to use your feed in LinkedIn and get information from there. Let's talk about what the inputs are going to be. There are two specific inputs to your job agent. First one is your own resume, because the job bot needs to know what your skill levels are. So imagine you've been in the industry for 15 years. It should not recommend to you jobs that are entry level or internships per se. Or if the role is in another geographical region completely, then again, it should not find that as a fit to you. The second input is going to be links of the jobs that have been curated by you. Now, this is a little tricky process. LinkedIn does not allow headless query. What that means is if you are trying to create an agent that's just going to mine your feed, LinkedIn will figure out that there is some unauthorized activity going on and it's going to bar your profile. So please do not try to unleash an agent on your LinkedIn profile, because that is going to get you barred. So what you should typically do is this gathering of the information has to be done through a manual process. And that's what I will show you, how to go on to every single job that is interesting and find the link to it. And that link needs to be collated into one Google Doc. It could be a Google Sheet. Once these links have been collated, that's it. The agents can take it from there and generate a singular score out of 10. And it can say, this is the similarity score, how relevant this particular job is to you. Once you have that, that'll be your final output. And you can then say that schedule these jobs per week so that you get your weekly job board updated. And then there's going to be an extension using Replit. What Replit will do is it will generate a persona called Job AI, so that you go to LinkedIn, you can just say share with Job AI directly. So this whole curation process where you are taking the link and putting it on a CSV file, that will completely go away. If this seems interesting, let's get started. First thing first, let's start with the LinkedIn profile. So this is my profile and I want to build the crew.ai code in order to understand my profile's skills better and also in order to find the most relevant jobs for me. So crew.ai is going to invoke 3 different waiters or 3 different agents as shown here. So we use ChatGPT to build the best prompt, and paste it onto crew.ai and watch all the amazing automation happen. As you see, it's the system understanding what the requirements are, and as you can see, each and every building block here has the brain which is linked to OpenAI. Crew.ai unleashes all of these agentic approaches using no-code solutions. Now, the first step is for me to download my own resume from LinkedIn, which I have done here. And now this downloaded version is what I will upload to crew.ai for it to understand and for it to parse into a CSV file where it will look into the skills, the years of experience, all of the different softwares I understand, and all of the different plethora of experiences that I have had before, so that it can really find the best match based off any new jobs. It's the manual, but the most interesting part. Here I go to my feed, I find a particular relevant job, and I just say send, and from there I copy the link, and then I just keep copying all of these links. So this is a 10x times sped up version of how I would go through my feed on a particular day. This was a Monday, by the way, and I was able to very quickly find at least 10 links to job posts from LinkedIn that I wanted to search through. Now let's watch the magic happen. I am now going to take these raw LinkedIn URLs and also with the parsed version of my resume and put it to this job bot that I have generated, and just watch it find all of the links and mine its job match and finally give me in an ordered sort of a fashion what is the outcome gonna look like. So let's go. I wanted to emphasize that these no-code solutions such as crew.ai are extremely well positioned for people who are novices to coding. But if you really want to know what was the code that happened, you can actually click through each and every one of these stages and see the differences in the code that was generated. Now let's go back to ChatGPT and look at the match outcome. How was this match score generated? The strong suit of vibe coding? Well, you can change this match score just using plain old English. You don't need to know any Java or any other sophisticated language. You just give the agent plain English and it'll do the match scoring for you. And if you want any other changes, if you want an intermediate stage, if you want an additional LLM as a judge for it to invoke and double check if your job searches are accurate or not, you can literally use plain English and put it in the prompt, and the agent will parse it and build this additional system for you. Now here I was able to identify that even though I'm a senior candidate, internship jobs were still getting scored at least 5 out of 10, which was inaccurate. So I put that feedback into the prompt and it was able to identify that the experience needs to be weighted more, and that's the reason why this whole system automatically changed the match scoring pipeline in order to rebuild the system. And you also have the capability of adding candidate locations and other interests or essentially keywords in order to further build in another line of input that you can give to the system in order to find the best job recommendation. This brings crew.ai at the heart of vibe coding because it is able to parse very easy to understand English language and identify some of the input nuances, some of the coding nuances, and the algorithmic changes that needs to be put into place in order for the final outcome and for the final flow to be exactly what the user expects. So as you can see here, as you build your career, as you build your experiences, you can change the flow, you can change the match score, you can change the inputs, you can change the number of agents that are mining all of these links, and you can also change the rate at which your job bot is triggered. So you can use the top sheet here in order to figure out what is the schedule you want to set it for. Do you want it weekly? Do you want it monthly? For your own LinkedIn Job AI bot. Now let's look at the fully automated upgraded version. So here is where you would go onto LinkedIn and you would identify the jobs that are most fit for you, and you would store or save these. And then you would trigger click or save with the Chrome extension, where you can literally give it the command that these are the jobs that I want you to save and share with Job AI. And Job Match AI will just become another persona that is going to mine through all of the roles that you wanted, and it is going to be hosted onto a website. And if you click on any one of the links, it will take you to your LinkedIn page for follow-up
application, job done.
Final thoughts? For me, I like the Crew AI version specifically itself because it is very much scalable, but I can also invoke it whenever I require. Replit and any such automations always carry the risk of getting blocked.
Final question that I wanted to answer is only ChatGPT with the resume as well as the links are not very good automation engines. It's the same analogy that we don't let cooks go and serve people, but we really need waiters to do the job such as agents.
I hope this was of interest to you, and next week we start video editing.